Good morning. Happy Saturday. So we're getting back into some more Paranormasight. This game has been so cool so far. I really think it's really neat. Yeah. Last time it was a short stream last time, but we finished out. Shogo. Shogo Okie, his story, and he died. And so, some of the things that we did were we saw some interesting puzzles where we died from other people's curses, but then the storyteller was like, hey, you can redo this. You can go back and talk to this person again and change your decisions. And so we did that twice last stream where we threw away Shogo Okie's lighter when we were about to die, and then we killed a woman with who was a curse bearer, and then we also this younger kid. He kind of had us in a position where we couldn't get out of his curse, and we died to him a few times before realizing that they give us hints. Basically, they give us hints of in the conversation of what is giving their curse. And so the kid, he said anyone who hears the voice of my curse dies or is basically already dead. And so I died a few times to him, but then I turned off the game volume for voices, which was a really neat idea, and not something in most games. So really excited about that. I thought it was just really neat. So right now, and then after Shogo Okie died, the story kind of branched out into 3 different character stories, where right now we are in I don't remember her name, but she's the girl who killed us with the fire. She's looking for her son, who was kidnapped and murdered a year ago in game. And right now, that kind of weird looking country and private investigator, he's helping her out. And so we're with her right now. And so and she was chosen to be a curse bearer. So, and he's not really advocating for killing people, but he is advocating to threaten them into threatening other curse bearers into giving them their cursed object or whatever. Anyways, let's get back into it here. Can I load? No, we just finished this part. So anything that happened, okay. Happy to help. Odds are good that the other curse bearers are also working by night. Anyone they kill under the covers of darkness won't be discovered until sunrise. They'll be trying to do as much as they can before morning comes. So still then, I'll look into the other curse bearers by night. Once the city wakes up, I can start asking questions. I'll investigate the kidnapping as well. This guy must be getting paid a lot. Okay, so right now Richter Kai, he's a private investigator, and he's gonna be. I'm wondering if we're gonna be playing as him or we're gonna be playing as Haruo Shigima from now on. But yeah, okay, we're in this section now. A nice thoughts. All right, Haruo Shigima. Summary of previous events. Despite having obtained the curse of the haunting clappers, the one that sets people on fire, Haruo Shigima is determined to use the rite of resurrection by stealing the remaining curse stones. She instructs her private investigator Richter to find the other curse bearers. Okay. Haruo Shigima, 1 a.m. Shigima Mansion reception room. Okay, we're still in her mansion. It's been almost an hour since Richter left. He promised he'd call me if anything happened, but he hasn't. So all I can do is wait and wait. Thinking face. I know it's dangerous to go out, but I can't just sit here and let this opportunity pass me by. I have to look for her, for Michio Shiraishi. Oh, okay, so they think that she might have seen, she saw her son, Michio Shiraishi saw her son on the day he died. And they don't know if she's involved or if it's innocent, an accident, whatever. But she did see him, at least. But first, I need to find more soul dregs. Okay. The flowers put me at ease, just a little. And soul dregs are the things that you need to fill your curse stone with. You need 100 to... Excuse me. You need to fill it to 100% to use the Rite of Resurrection, who she wants to use on her son. Okay. That old hanging scroll. I've seen it too often to feel anything from it now. Should I put a record on? No, it's too late for that. I'm not in the mood for music anyway. Okay. What's going on here? It's a fax machine. I really find a use for it. I don't know anybody else who owns one. I'm waiting for Victor to contact me, but he hasn't. The ticking seems so loud. It just goes to show how quiet it is. What's this? A newspaper? What? How is she not? Is this not her newspaper? Is it Victor's? It must have fallen off the chair. Why did I not read it? It's a newspaper. I only leave them here for the guests. I hardly ever read them myself. Fair enough. I don't think I've taken the time to go over one in years. In fact, well, it's not like I have anything better to do. Society. Look at society. It looks like the city's biggest problem right now is pollution. I remember how the air and water used to be even more polluted. The river was covered in scum from all the sewage and industrial waste, and it stank so badly it'd make my eyes water. Eventually, people started getting sick, and it couldn't be ignored anymore. Fortunately, it's gotten better since then. Although the air around the industrial district is still filthy with gas and smog. Should I keep reading those? There's nothing on at this hour. I see no point in turning... What? Is that how it used to be? I already got this one, yeah? Yeah, I did. Okay. My husband used to complain that it was too dark, but I rather like the gloom. Is there more about society? If there's one thing Honjo never wants for, it's horrific crimes. They found a police officer dead in a local park just the other day. A lot of my family are in the police. I hope it wasn't anybody I knew. I don't read the news anymore, not since last year. It brings back bad memories. It's a suicide at local high school. Oh, I remember that. A high school girl jumped off a roof about a week ago. Oh, okay, this is, the third girl, who wants to save her. No, wait, no. It's, what's her name? I guess she's not a person of interest. I think it's our other protagonist though. Her friend. Hey, good morning, Shane. How are you? Welcome in. She was bullied, I think, or maybe it was something about exam pressure. What? But no, this can't be right. What have you been up to, Shane? How's school been? Has it gotten better? Has the standing gotten better? Her name. Michio Shiraishi. Ooh, what? Oh, that's spicy. Okay. Michio Shiraishi from Komagata High School. This is suspicious now. So, Michio Shiraishi, she's the girl who saw our protagonist's son on the day he died, or on the day he was kidnapped. And so we wanted to question her. But if she committed suicide, then we can't, obviously. But I don't think it's suicide. I think she was taken out and it was made to look like suicide because she knew something. I had a little bit of a cold, but you're otherwise good. How have I been? I mean, good. Yeah. Hope you get better, man. That stinks. Have you been out of school at all, or you still been working through it? Shane, you heard of the new shaved ice place that opened up near you? Jake is down bad. Cheap viewers. Oh. Um. Yeah. I want to check that place out. Snowy Sundays, I think is what it's called. It can't be. Why do you stop reading there? What? Hello? Okay, so let's think from here. Michio Shiraishi, the same girl who witnessed my son's kidnapping, committed suicide last week? You have not. Ooh, okay, gotcha. New dessert place. I think it's right next to Yoshitomo. And Benson. But that means Mr. Jonouchi. Mr. Jonouchi was terrified of someone who already died? That guy is suspicious, too. Do we have a person of interest for him? No, we don't. He was not a person of interest. Okay. Is that what he meant by a curse? I can't work this out on my own. Maybe Richter will know. Where won't he call? Oh, I haven't left it off the hook, have I? I waited for Victor to contact me, but he hasn't. I made sure the receiver is on the hook. It'll ring as soon as he calls. Ah! That must be him. I suppose I should answer. Oh, this could maybe not be him. That'd be terrifying. Hello, Shigima residence. I'm scared. Oh, okay. Komagata Bridge. We're at Richter Kai right now. Okay, he's investigating. Richter called me out to meet him, and we came here to Komagata Bridge. Richter, there's something I need to tell you. Funny. I was just... Oh, wait, I gotta use his accent. The disappearance of Haruhi Shigima. Maybe. Alright, I gotta use his accent. Funny. I was just thinking the same thing. I gave him a country accent. I tried to anyway, but I don't think I'm very good at it. Well, on Komagata Bridge, over the Sumida River, there's a highway on one side and a freeway on the other side. But they're both deserted this late at night. Don't need that. Okay. Anyone else around? Anything else to look at? It's a sticker! Mockingbird! These are just like the random collectibles that you can find. Yeah, okay. I don't know if they do anything, but I'll try and find them all anyway, because they're fun. The Sumida River. The water is filthy and horrid, but at night, when it's still, it looks almost peaceful. Can I ask you something, ma'am? Is the Sumida River just what you Honjo folks picture when you think of home? I couldn't say. All I can tell you is that I can hardly stand the sight of it. Right. Should have guessed. This is where they found him after he went missing. All alone, floating in that horrible water. All I can think is how scared he must have been. How cold he must have been. What did he ever do to deserve something so awful? I've come here every day since then. And I prayed to the river to give him back. To give me back my son. Day after day after day. In olden times, people believed rivers marked where our world met the next. So the act of crossing flowing water had a huge amount of spiritual significance. Back when Edo was founded, the people of Chuo saw the Sumida River the same way. Alright, jeez. Do I need to make a rule to ban that link? What is it? Accept.me? How do I do this? Moderation. The message was accept me.xyz. Okay. Can it be like anything? Like, can I just ban like an entire link? It's been 6 years! Hey, Joanne, welcome in. Sorry, give me 1 sec. I'm trying to ban like links, or specific links. I don't know how to, though. I don't know how to ban like a domain. Let's just try this. I don't know if that works, but we'll see what happens. Okay. How you doing, Jordan? Oh, I missed it. Oh. Okay, right? Yeah. So, Jordan, I don't know if you didn't stop, or you didn't say anything at least last stream, but we are past Shogo Okie's story now. Right now we are in Haruo Shigima's story. Just trying to block like the free viewer. Yeah. Like the best viewers at this link or whatever. But I mean, I think the links are different every time. Oh, you watch a lot of the VOD. Gotcha. Oh, it's so good. So good. Oh, I gotta read this line. They associate the far side of the river with the afterlife. That same place would later become Honjo. All the fear and revulsion accumulated there and took root. I like the light in the audio. Yeah, they're really cool. I like how they give you hints, how they just like give you hints in everything. I guess it's almost like a puzzle game, but a really easy puzzle game, I suppose. I don't know, a relatively easy puzzle game. But then the Ryogoku Bridge sprang up after the Great Fire of Mireki, and just like that, Honjo was part of the city too. Figuring out how to get past the different curse activations is really cool. Yeah, I'm excited for it. It's really neat. As it turned from farmland into town, the people surrounded it with man-made rivers and crisscrossed it with canals and waterways. Weren't those to prevent flooding? That's what I was told. They were, but that's not all they were for. Their other purpose was to contain all the corruption that had built up on the far shore, and stop it linking through to our side of the Great Divide. The Great Divide, huh? Officially, they were a physical barrier, but unofficially, they were a spiritual one too. So if I have this right, are you saying that Honjo is a place where the real world meets the afterlife? Exactly. That's why the Rite of Resurrection is here, rather than anywhere else. I'm sure of it. You commend me for sticking with the K Kona voice for Victor. Oh, I know. I am glad. I like it. It's probably why the 7 mysteries and the curses have survived to the modern day. I don't know how much he's going to be in this story, but we'll see. I guess that would make this spot we're standing now, right over the water. The border between life and death. If there ever was a place where bringing back the dead might be possible, I reckon it's here. Good old Southern boy Victor Belmont. I think of Belmont every time I say his name. So, what do you guys think of the indie direct this week? Anything that you're excited about? The Castlevania stuff is pretty wild. It's funny that you mentioned praying to the river. That might have done more than you think. Is that supposed to make me feel better? Just thinking aloud, man. Well, it's a nice thought. What's this? Oh. Yeah, very excited about the Castlevania collection since some of the DS games are really expensive now. Oh, gotcha. Cool. Which ones were on it again? The collection? Oh, that's right. There's one more memory I have of this river. Do you mind if I tell you? Go ahead. It must have been about 20 years ago now, when I was still a schoolgirl. Back then, the Sumida River was much filthier than it is now. It was full of garbage and industrial discharge. It was scummy and slimy, and it stank. You could look out over the water and see dead cats and dogs and pigeons just floating. That is nasty. I feel like most cities would not allow that, at least if they had the means to clean it. Yeah, Castlevania, the new Capcom Fighting Collection announcements for Poggies. I guess both of those are just a partner direct. I thought the Capcom Fighting one was announced previously, or something like that. Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, and Order of Ecclesia. I'm also curious about the Pachinko RPG. Do I remember that one? I don't remember. And one day, among all the filth and garbage, there was a piece of my missing classmate's hand. How do you know it was your classmate's hand? How do you know whose hand it was? You bought Order of Ecclesia for your DS because you've heard it's one of the best entries, but you've hyped to have it on Switch. Did you play it on DS? Or did you just buy it? I assume you played it too. They announced another fighting clip. Oh, dang. Okay, my bad. I thought it was the same one. That's crazy. Well, it was almost a miracle when you stop to think about it. What were the chances that someone would find a part of her that was still recognizable? And that although everything but the palm had rotted away in the water, the part that was left would have an identifiable scar, and they could tell it had been a murder from the blade marks on the bone. Wait, are you talking about the Nijima murders? So you have heard of it. I'm impressed. You played like 5 minutes. Oh, gotcha. I assume you were but in elementary school at the time? I wasn't really aware of it then. I only heard about it after the fact. I had no idea the victim was a classmate of yours. This is interesting. Alright, the Nijima murders. A notorious case from over 2 decades ago involving the murder of a female high school student. It first came to the attention of the authorities when part of a human left hand was discovered floating in the Sumida River. Testing revealed it to belong to a missing female high school student, as it appeared to have been severed deliberately. The police launched a murder investigation. A large-scale search of the river was organized, but the highly polluted state of the water made this impossible. Visibility was poor, the stench was intense, and the divers quickly fell ill. They succeeded in recovering only the victim's head and what appeared to be part of her leg before the search was called off. At the time of the incident, the Sumida River was as polluted as it had ever been. Neither fish nor shellfish could survive in it, eventually causing the annual fireworks festival to be called off indefinitely. Over the course of the search, the police discovered a number of unidentified human bones, which caused a stir among the public, as several other young women had gone missing in recent years in the Tokyo area. And it was feared that they may have fallen victim to the same fate. Forensic technologies at the time, however, were not advanced enough to determine the identities of the deceased, and so the police were unable to open any inquiries. Due to the overwhelming lack of circumstantial evidence, the investigation ground to a halt until a hitherto unrelated individual came to its attention. During a question about a separate incident, Fumichika Nejima, a 36-year-old shop owner with no relation to the victim, divulged details about her that had never been released to the general public. An investigation into his background was conducted, leading to his arrest. Oh, interesting. Nejima testified that he had snatched his victim from the street and confined her in the underground storeroom of his shop, which also served as his living quarters. He chose her for no special reason, but simply decided she was an opportune target on seeing her walking alone at night. After keeping her locked up for several days, he restrained her, sewed her mouth shut, and severed her fingers and toes with a box cutter while she was still conscious. As she screamed silently behind her sealed lips, he proceeded to her wrists, her ankles, her elbows, her knees, working his way inward slowly and methodically. His victim constantly wavered in and out of consciousness. Her ordeal continued until she died of blood loss. Nejima dismembered the rest of her body and disposed of it behind his home in the Sumida River before cleaning his storeroom and returning to his everyday routine as if nothing had happened. The brutality of his actions shocked the nation when they were eventually reported. Once apprehended, Nejima readily divulged the details of the murder, but was less willing to explain his motive. When asked, he would only break down in tears, saying, "I don't know what came over me. I know it was wrong." In the end, the police could extract nothing more from him than expressions of remorse. Although the efficiency of his methods strongly suggested that he had committed similar crimes in the past, no corroborating evidence ever came to light. Nejima was sentenced to life in prison at his first hearing. The sentence was imposed with no appeal from the defendants. That is insane. He has so much trouble focusing playing DS games for some reason. Screen's too small. Yeah. I don't know if I could anymore. Donasara was her first Castlevania. You're excited to return to silly anime boy Soma Cruz. Arisara, Donasara, and Path of Radiance, of course. I don't know. I don't remember what PRM is. Portrait of Ruin. Gotcha. This subplot. Yeah, subplot's wild. Oh wait, whoops. Person of interest. How do you use... Oh, I can use the D-pad. Okay, cool. Dude! Alright, come on, man. Fumichika Nejima. Self-employed. The man who made headlines over 2 decades ago as the perpetrator of the brutal killings known as the Nejima murders. Re-release the Tellius games on Switch. Intelligent systems, you cowards. To be honest, there's all a bit of a blur. A wave of chaos just partying around me. Something like that. They said the rest of her body must have sunk to the bottom of the river. They combed the riverbed, but they only ever found pieces. Everything else must have rotted and flowed out to sea. Afterwards, I heard that all the divers who had been looking for her fell ill. Sorry story for everyone involved, huh? It's funny. Everyone figures the river is filthy already, so one more piece of garbage won't hurt. But every little bit makes it worse. It's a vicious cycle. I know I wouldn't want to go rooting around down there myself. That's right. Which is why the riverbed is the last place anybody would go looking. Or so was the killers thinking, I suppose. The times were changing quickly back then. Things were confusing. Everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Honestly, kind of surprised I haven't. Yeah, well, one of them was for the Wii, right? Have they done any Wii games yet? I want there to be, so right now their newest virtual console thing or whatever for their online membership. The newest one is 64, right? I'm waiting for GameCube I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I want it to. Maybe they're not big enough to split attention between that and new games. Copium? Do you think it's Copium? Maybe it is, because, I mean, Metroid Prime came as a new release rather than what that could have been. Same with, like, Luigi's Mansion. I think. I'm right, right? Was it Luigi's Mansion 2 or something? I don't know. There have been rumors leaks for like 3 years that they've been working on a Fire Emblem 4. That's right. I remember that, actually. I remember that. Okay. Young people were moving to Tokyo in droves. Some even ran away from home to make it in the big city. And they made easy targets for bad people. A lot of them ended up disappearing without a trace. You see, back then, if you chopped a body up into tiny pieces and threw it in the river, it would rot. Quickly and discreetly, and sink to the bottom, never to be seen again. Are you saying what I think you're saying? They arrested him shortly after. Fumichika Nejima, the man who killed my classmate and cut her into pieces. He was so methodical about it, it couldn't have been his first crime. And people began to wonder how many other girls he'd murdered the same way. The police never found any evidence of other murders in the end. But the river knows the truth. How many corpses has it swallowed up over the years, I wonder? That same thought spread through everyone's mind, and they started to avoid this area. So really, this river has been rank with corruption for decades now. Or at least, that's how it seems to me. Well, was that interesting? Sure. Great bedtime story. Well, I can see why you don't have any good memories of this river. With all that darkness looking beneath the surface, there's no reason that you would. Still, if I may, ma'am, I'm surprised you know so much about the Nejima murders. But how could I not? After all, I was the... What? Wait. I was the one who found the hand. Oh, yeah, well, we already knew that. You're trying to think of a Wii game re-release on Switch. They did do... Wait, what? What's TPHD? Oh, Twilight Princess HD on Wii U. Yeah, yeah. The police actually wrote me a thank you letter. I mean, didn't she already say that? Didn't she already say that she found the hand? They said it was only thanks to me that they managed to bring Nejima to justice. Yes, Twilight Princess was due to release on GameCube and Wii. Yeah, it was. So was Twilight Princess. No, Breath of the Wild, right? Wii wasn't Breath of the Wild on Wii U as well? Did I make that up? That's what you bought it on first? Oh, that's funny. That was the only time my father ever said he was proud of me. Huh. I guess it just wasn't the killer's day. Sometimes I wonder if he resents me for it. The killer resents you? For telling the police? You actually heard it perform better on Wii U. Interesting. Maybe they upscaled it too much? I don't know. Or was the quality the same? Resolution-wise and stuff. The Sumida River. I have nothing but awful memories of it. Okay, we're done with it now. Finally. He's gazing down at the water. Standing around is the last thing I want to be doing right now. This is my only chance to bring back my son. I can't afford to fritter it away. You go first, Victor. Please, go ahead. Dozo. Alright then. I've been poking around places connected to the 7 mysteries, looking for curse bearers. And I think I found a few candidates. First, a tall man I ran into in Kinchibori Park. I asked him for directions, trying to probe him a little, but he turned the questions right back around on me. And he was out of there the second he figured I wasn't what he was looking for. That's, It's this guy. I got the sense curses were nothing new to him. I'm about 40% sure he's a curse bearer. Then there's this middle-aged guy I saw on South Ortigasui Street. There's no question about this one. He had one of the curse stones in his hand. He had a nervous air about him, too. It was clear he was up to some shady business. This guy, I bet this is the guy we killed in the dark building. But we actually don't know his name, and he was not a person of interest, so. Gathering soul drugs, I bet he'd make a good target. Next up is a pair, a young man and a woman I saw around the Rio Goku Bridge. This time, the man came up to me and asked me flat out if I was a curse bearer. I told him I didn't know what he was talking about, and he backpedaled and left. He backpedaled. He backpedaled. Isn't that interesting? He backpedaled. That means, because he backpedaled, he might have known what Shogo Okie's stone did? No. Because when we turned off the volume, he ran away. Okay. I see. Looks like they look around there often. Looking for kindred spirits would be my guess. No, it didn't seem like they were quite working as a pair. Gathering soul drugs in a group might be a decent idea if you can make it work. But with things being how they are, it's gotta be hard to find folks one can trust. They've got brass though. I don't know what their deal is, but I'd like to find out. That's the two detectives I've seen sniffing around. The police are involved? Not necessarily. A burnt body turned up in a local park a few days ago, so they might just be looking into that. Still, the park's got ties to one of the 7 mysteries. Might be it was a curse that did the guy in. And they're sending in detectives from the head office, and something's gotta be up. How do you know where they're from? Let's just say that when you're in this business, there are some faces you get to know. Anyway, that's everyone who's caught my eye. You found all of them in so little time? I really did hire the best. It's all in the name, ma'am. Richter Kai, P.I. Private Investigator. No, wait. Make that Richter Kai, Investigator Extraordinaire. My, an Investigator Extraordinaire. Is that why you can dress like that without drawing attention to yourself? You bet. An Investigator Extraordinaire can blend in like a chameleon in any outfit. I don't know, man. Well, that aside, the middle-aged man and the young couple sound the most promising. Am I right? So he has not encountered Shogo Okie yet. Whichever we pick, it's still too early to make a move. It seems like the curse bearers are less involved with each other than we thought. Plus, there are still others we don't know about. I say we hang fire and see how things play out. Once more bodies start showing up, that will get the pot nice and hot. And once it's boiling, our chance will come. Standing around is the last thing I want to be doing right now. This might, okay, yeah. Something must be around. Something. Huh? Oh, I gotta talk to him again. Duh. There's something I need to tell you. What's up? Well, that girl, Michiyo Shiraishi, the one who was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping. Oh, the one who was with Shuichi on the day of the kidnapping. That's her. Well, she's dead. She's what? The student who committed suicide last week. That was her. I heard something like that had happened. Never got the name, though. Talk about bad luck. We finally get a lead, only find it's turned into a literal dead end. Unless her death was the whole reason Jonoichi was so shaken up. He said she was going to curse him. Was he talking about her taking revenge from beyond the grave? It seems like we're back where we started. Not necessarily. That teacher knows something, I'm sure of it. At the very least, I'd put money on him having something to do with Miss Shiraishi's death. Really? He did seem sus. I did say that after I learned that she died. I think. That's why he's so scared of being cursed by her. I see. And also, something tells me he knows more about your son's kidnapping. In any case, I think I've got a good idea of what he's hiding. Call it a hunch. A hunch? Well, more of a theory. Care to take a guess? I mean, the guess is that he knows something about... He took her out. He killed her because she knew something about Shuichi's death. Or kidnapping. This is why I'm gonna say. I can guess. I can't say for certain, but... Mr. Jonoichi silenced Michio Shiraishi with murder. What if Mr. Jonoichi silenced Michio Shiraishi with murder? What do you think? I see. So you think Miss Shiraishi's death might not have been... I feel like this line is Harue's line. One, because I chose it. And two... yeah, mainly because I chose it. Also because of this. Right? I think this is her line. Whatever. I see. So you think Miss Shiraishi's death might not have been suicide? I would certainly give him a good reason to think she'd hold a grudge, but I'm not sure I buy it. That might be a little far-fetched. I see. I'm sorry if I disappointed you. I'm not really cut out to play detective. Oh, come on, man! I got owned. Well, no point dwelling on speculation. Truth will out in time. Right now, I think we need to have another chat with Mr. Jonoichi. Is something wrong? Not really. It just struck me. It's been 20 years since the Nejima murders. So it has. Not to spook you or anything, but I thought you might be interested in knowing. Life in prison doesn't always mean life. There's precedent for first-time offenders being allowed out on parole after 20 years. Only if they're found to show remorse and the desire to reform themselves, of course. That's right. I'm impressed you know so much. Still, it's hard for someone with a criminal record to reintegrate into society. I hear they've been trying to fix that recently, matching inmates with jobs and accommodation. Oh, really? They keep an eye on them, of course, and make them report in for regular checkups. But to avoid discrimination, they keep the inmates' records a secret from everyone but their employers. They even give particularly notorious criminals no identities so they won't be recognized in the workplace. This is interesting. So he thinks, probably, that this guy got released on parole and is trying to reintegrate into society, but might be running into the same kinds of things, or might be murdering again. That's what it seems like. That's what he thinks. My, the way you put it, it's like you're saying Fumichika Nejima could be out on parole right now, back in society under a new name, with nobody any the wiser. It's possible. As it happens, a little birdie told me about a big name making parole a few months back. I don't know if it was Nejima, but our discussion just now did bring it to mind. I see. How unsettling. Now that you mention it, I just remembered something too. What was it? I was passing Komagata High School a little while ago when I saw someone. A janitor, I think. And I could have sworn he reminded me of Fumichika Nejima. There's no way that's Shogo Okie. Oh? He looked a little different after 20 years. Much thinner than I remember. Oh yeah, Shogo Okie is like 20-something. Much thinner than I remember too. I told myself I was just seeing things. But perhaps it was him after all. So, what next? The big question now is what the rest of the curse bearers are up to. Luckily, the Sumida River is a good distance from any of the 7 mysteries. It's unlikely the other curse bearers will come all the way here. I can finally have a moment to think. I see. Alright. Ooh, does anything happen here? I wonder. Jordan, do you know if anything happens here if I just wait? Nothing happens. Fair enough. You cannot currently progress any further. Once your situation has changed, select resume to try again. Pressing suspend will return you to the story chart. Okay. So we're stuck here. You haven't played it. This is almost like, this reminds me a little bit of Shibuya Scramble, though. I feel like all these stories are gonna line up in the end together. But in Shibuya Scramble, you kind of like play as multiple protagonists, all with their own storylines, and then you can't. There are some storylines you can't progress until you do something else in a different storyline, things like that. Tetsuo Tsutsumi. This guy is the chief investigator. Here, I'm gonna show you a. My girlfriend, she's playing Hollow Knight downstairs, and she found this, and she was like, "I found something exciting." And then she thought it was kind of. Then she wasn't very excited. She's like, "It's kind of lame." It's the Hunter's Journal. Alright, yeah. Chief Investigator. Crime Scene Investigation. Tetsuo Tsutsumi. Tetsuo Tsutsumi. Chief Inspector, not Chief Investigator. I don't know if there's a big difference, but... Chief Inspector of the Metropolitan Police Department. First Investigative Division is investigating the mysterious death of a fellow officer. He visits the scene of the incident. Okay, so this guy, the guy who died... The mysterious death of a fellow officer is someone that Haruhi Shigima had heard of. Or she heard of a death of an officer, but she doesn't know if she knows them or not. He visits the scene of the incident, the former Yasuda Gardens, with his subordinate Jun Eryo. Alright, 11 p.m. Chief Inspector. Former Yasuda Gardens. Hey, boss. Forensics is all done. The crime scene is clean. The other officers have all gone home. It's just us now. That's definitely not his voice in the game, but the park should be. I'm gonna give the protagonist my voice, and then Aria is gonna be happy-go-lucky voice. The park should be able to open back up tomorrow with like nothing ever happened. I doubt it'll get many visitors after everything that's happened. You'd be surprised. Lots of people love that kind of thing. I bet they'll be lining up to get in. Occult stuff is really popular right now. Did you not know that, boss? Sounds stupid. Well, it's not exactly rooted in science, but if ghosts really did exist, we could just ask them who the perp is. Somehow I doubt it'd be that simple. I don't know, man. Speak with Dead is kind of a pretty decent spell in Baldur's Gate 3. You could use speak with Dead on a lot of things in that game. Oh, but you know, I've heard that high school girls are really into the spirit board thing these days. Ouija boards? Supposedly you can call in spirits and talk to them by using a board with letters on it. Wouldn't that be something? You can try it out yourself if you're so interested. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Let's give it a go sometime, boss. What now? Stop messing around. You really think we're going to solve this case by moving a coin across a scrap of paper? Sounds like you know all about it. We gotta be open-minded. What if that's how police work is gonna be from now on? Don't make me laugh. Okay, yeah. Listen up, Ariel. You can't go blaming the death of your buddy on something like the occult. I don't care if it was ghosts or the occult or what. Whoever or whatever it was that did this. I'll get them. I promise you that. Well, we've got the right attitude, but we don't even know if this is a murder yet. Biases weaken our judgment. Get too fixated on one thing and you stop seeing everything else. Aye, aye, boss. So, now that we've finished investigating the scene, let's review what we know. Now? It's getting late. I figured we'd head straight home from here. Come on, we gotta go over all the info we've gathered. Alright, this is for us, the player. And what better place to do that than here at the scene of the crime where we can soak up the atmosphere? Soak up the atmosphere? The heck is there to soak up? You must be really into this occult stuff if you get off on being in a place like this. Wait, you mean being somewhere like this doesn't get your blood pumping? No way. No, don't turn this around on me. I'm not the weird one weird one here. Cripes. Wow, cripes. I haven't heard that word in a real long time. Oh, fine. Let's get this over with. Aye, boss. The former Yasuda Gardens here in Yokohama, Ichome, were originally built as part of a daimyo's estate back in the Edo period. Period accurate dialogue. True. The park became city property a number of years ago and underwent extensive renovations. There's not a soul around at this time of night. Quiet doesn't even begin to describe it. This pond, they say it used to flow into the Sumida River. But the river became so polluted that they cut it off. Okay. Jun Ariel, a detective in the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department. I'm going to call it MPD. First Investigative Division. I'm just going to say, the entire thing is MPD. His rank is Sergeant. This is his first time leading the case. It's like he's graduated from rookie to newbie. He looks put together on the outside, but acts like a kid most of the time. Honestly, the force could use more people like him. Alright, about the case. So, early in the morning yesterday, a staff member found the victim collapsed here in the park and called the police when they realized he was dead. It looks like a curse to me, man. While there were no obvious external wounds, the fact that he was a police officer and the evidence of a struggle means it's likely that this was a murder. Ooh. Evidence of a struggle. The Sumida office sent it over to us since it involved the death of an officer, and we were tasked with the investigation. What we need to do is figure out what happened and whether there was foul play involved. I think that about sums things up. Well, that's not much. That's really not that much. I've got a bad feeling about this case, and my gut is rarely wrong. I knew this would be a treacherous case from the moment we were dragged into it. But, boss? Is this case really important enough to assign someone from the investigation division? I mean, a friend of mine died, so it's important to me, but it's all up to the higher-ups. I'm sure they've got their reasons. Boss, you know something, don't you? It'll all become clear in time. Try not to worry about it too much. Thinking about it. The only thing we know for sure is the identity of the victim. That means there must have been something special about him, right? Maybe. Maybe he knew something he wasn't supposed to. Some kind of secret or something. Isn't that right? You're pretty sharp sometimes, you know that? If you picked up on that, you should be able to put the rest together yourself. Well, it is our duty to get to the bottom of a suspicious death, especially one involving an officer. The victim is Hajime Danganronpa. What's his surname? Or first name? I don't remember Hajime's first name or his surname. The victim is Hajime Yoshimi of the Juvenile Division of the Sumida City Community Safety Bureau. 27 years old, single. He mostly dealt with cases involving juveniles in education. His rank was senior police officer. You knew him well, didn't you? What was he like? Dang, he looks huge. Yes, we were in the academy together. We still went out for drinks together every month or two. He could be a little rowdy, but he was like a big brother to us all. He was kind and cared about his friends. For better or worse, he wasn't the uptight type of cop. The man always showed empathy, and I heard he was popular with the locals for it. He treated each and every troubled kid he met with compassion. He had a great track record when it came to rehabilitation. Sounds like we lost a good one. Yes, we did. We truly did. I knew being a cop was dangerous. I knew something like this could happen, but it's never easy when it happens for real. I know the feeling. He didn't seem to care much about climbing the ranks, but he was at the top of our class. Only problem was that he took on so much. He had the most unfinished paperwork, too. I always felt we'd need an unusual guy like him to help us solve all our unusual cases. Hajime Yoshimi. Male, community safety officer. No curse echo. Hajime was a police officer with the Sumida City Community Safety Bureau and was primarily responsible for juvenile education cases. He held the rank of head patrol officer and entered the force at the same time as Jun Ario. Hajime was found dead under mysterious circumstances at the former Yasuda Gardens early in the morning yesterday. Once a rebellious gang member himself, Yoshimi turned his life around and used his own experiences to connect with troubled youth as a police officer. That's cool. While his appearance and demeanor suggested a man who was rough around the edges, he was a passionate, loyal, and caring man at heart, looked up to as a big brother by his peers. Yoshimi achieved stellar results in his work with juvenile cases. But his consistently Sorry, I was holding that one in. Reading a lot just takes it out of me sometimes. But his consistently sloppy paperwork and less than formal attitude essentially doomed his career and had him writing formal apologies on the regular. He left behind a fiancée whom he had been dating since high school. Bummer. Don't worry, you're plenty unusual yourself. Me? I was the most normal of my classmates. Besides, the real weirdo among us quit the academy a long time ago. There's one even weirder than you? Ooh, tell me about him. Let's keep going about the victim. Hajime was quite the bad boy in school, apparently. He ended up with the police a lot. He said the officer in charge was good to him, helped him get back on track. The reason he wanted to become a cop was to pay his kindness forward. He said it was the first time he ever took his studies seriously. That's a good story. Love that kind of thing. Makes me want to have a drink in his honor. Pour one out. Please don't make fun of my dead friend. Hey, I said in his honor, you should aspire to become the kind of cop people miss when they die in the field. You said it like it's a sure thing I'll die. Besides, if I end up biting it, I'm sure you'll be the one who misses me most, boss. Come on, don't be like that. You'll hurt morale. Well, I guess how much I'll miss you depends on how this investigation goes. Why can't you remember Hajime's surname either? I don't remember, man. I thought it was an H. I thought there was some alliteration there. Hajime... You remember? Yeah, I remember Makoto Negi. Naegi, rather. I guess I don't remember Kaide's either. Kaide? Hajime... I don't know. I can already see it. Eradio! No! Why'd you have to go and get yourself killed? I have no idea what's going on in that head of yours. Yeah, that'll be a sight to see. I can't wait. You can't wait for your own death? Get it together, kid. Sheesh, you really are something. Thank you? What about the victim's family? The Yoshimi family is from Kita Senju in Adachi City, but Hajime's parents died a long time ago. He lived there all alone, no siblings or anything. I went to his house a few times for drinks. I was surprised. It's this huge old-looking place. Oh, it's Hinata. Hajime Hinata. How did I forget that? I feel like Hinata is like pretty memorable. I mean, I mostly think of Hinata Haikyuu, but... like, you know, the kind of place that seems super haunted. And he lived there alone? It looked like the home of an old noble family. It's hard to imagine him being such a delinquent living in a house like that. There's that bias I was talking about. I'm putting too much energy into his voice. I need to tone it back. It's actually wearing me out. If he's from an old family, I'm sure things are complicated. That's a bias too. He never talked about any of that, even when we were drunk, so I don't know much about it. Oh, one more thing. Yeah? Hajime was engaged. He'd been seeing his fiancée ever since they were in school, over 10 years. They just started talking about getting married. What was her name again? He showed me a picture once. She was a beautiful woman. That's so. How terrible for her. But she may know if there had been anything going on with him lately. We should speak to her. Yeah, his fiancée may have been his only confidant. I'm sure someone at the Sumida Police Department has already contacted her. I'll look into it tomorrow. Hey boss, I looked into the case that Hajime was running. Oh great, that's the kind of stuff I want to know. What was Hajime working on the day he died? Well, according to his report from the day before, he had 2 cases involving juveniles. Uh-huh. The first was the suicide of a high school girl who jumped off a building in Kamizawa last week. So this was Michio Shiraishi. Oh yeah, I did hear about that. The girl's name was Michio Shiraishi. She was a 2nd-year student at Komagata High School. But it seemed as though Hajime had had contact with her even before this incident. So she'd been troubled for some time. That's the thing. About a month ago, he happened to see her walking around town. She looked upset, so he struck up a conversation with her. He was sure there was something bothering her, but she wouldn't tell him what. Must have been trouble at home. That's what he thought too. It seems he visited her home and spoke to her parents, but they said there was no problem, so there was nothing else he could do. And now she's dead. It's possible he could have prevented her suicide then. He must have been devastated. And that's why he was looking into this Michio Shiraishi again. He must have thought that something terrible had happened that drove her to end her life. But ultimately, he never reported the findings of his investigation. I see, and you're thinking that it may have had something to do with his death. We'll have to find out what it is Hajime discovered. Right. Let's check with the Sumida Police Department about that tomorrow, too. And what is the other case here's working? This one is also related to a Komagata High student. A troublemaker named Hitomi Okuda. She seems to be the leader of a group of kids who get up to no good. Juvenile delinquency. Fun. She was pretty bad for a while. Multiple charges of destruction of property, assault, and battery. You name it. Hajime had been working with her for about 6 months, and she was finally starting to open up. Then, he met with the girl the day he died. Well, every school's got its problems. But I'm sure he'd be worried about how she'd get on without him. Right. Just when she'd finally found an adult she could trust, she might act out without someone to help her get through this. We'll have to make sure the Sumida Community Safety Bureau does their job. But, we can't rule out the possibility that meeting with this delinquent girl had something to do with his death. Then we'll have to interview her too. Yes, you're right. She may have been the last person to see him alive after all. I'll ask Sumida to introduce us tomorrow. Though, who knows if they'll actually let us talk with her. That's what we hired you for. Lay a little boyish charm on them if they need convincing. Yeah, I'm sure they prefer me. They prefer me over a scary-looking old man like you, boss. Watch it. I'm still your superior. You ought to act like you respect me at least. I thought I was. You were? Dang, is that how your generation speaks? You really are a new breed. It's probably just me, actually. Well, don't think you can get away with that with other people. So anyways, boss. Were you even listening? We got quite a bit to look into tomorrow. First, the 2 Komagata High School cases that Hajime was handling. And we need to speak with his fiancée as well. I believe that's it for tomorrow. Okay. His body was found. Estimated time of death 2 days prior, approximately 1 a.m. Acute heart failure. Cause unknown from a curse, surely. Signs of a struggle at the scene. Okay. You don't know what area of duck bases so much. Yeah, I think it's weird too. I got a bad feeling about this case, and my gut is really wrong. Okay. Cause of death. As for the cause of death, we won't know until the autopsy is done. From what we've seen though, it appeared to be some kind of acute heart failure. But since he had no record of chronic illness and had no visible wounds, it's possible that poison or drugs could have been involved. Dying in the middle of the park like that, it certainly seems suspicious. The victim from the last stream is gold though. I love it. I talk about it too, don't I? The one where he sticks his lower lip out? Oh, I don't remember what it looks like. I need to see again. I don't have it in my memory, but I do remember commenting on it. We found signs of a struggle at the scene, as well as footprints belonging to an unidentified individual. We got people trying to identify those prints. I definitely tried to imitate it. Oh, did I? That's funny. If we can find out who they belong to, we might be able to figure this whole thing out. Alright, that was the wrong voice, but that's fine. Yes, wouldn't that be nice if that were the end of it? The only things Hajime had on him were his badge and his wallet in his pockets. So we can roll out a mugging. Though there probably weren't many people who'd try mugging a cop as big as him. I've also heard that Hajime got into a fair few fights in his younger days. He started judo once he became an officer and rose up the ranks quickly. Sounds like the prep would have been pretty strong to take on Hajime. Time of death was around 11 p.m. 2 days ago, outside the park's operating hours, of course. His body was found early in the morning yesterday. 11 p.m., the day before yesterday. What was Hajime doing out here at that time in the first place? That's the question, isn't it? The entrance to the park is closed after hours, but it's a small gate that'd be fairly easy for him to get there if he really wanted to. That would, of course, be breaking and entering, but what do you think, boss? Definitely someone called him here. It's hard to imagine a cop like Hajime would trespass for no reason. And since it seems like someone else is here with him, could they have called him here? Oh, that does seem likely. They must have been talking about something pretty sensitive to come here in the middle of the night. So Hajime met someone here to discuss something in secret. And then they got into a fight? No, that wouldn't match the cause of death. There were no wounds on the body that would indicate a spontaneous scuffle. The perp must have planned something. Didn't you think it was meditated? That would mean they called Hajime to the park with the intent to kill him? Well, there's still the possibility that it was just some kind of accident. Maybe the perp tried to threaten Hajime and things went south from there. Wait, this is actually interesting. Hang on. He only has badge in his wallet, so he had nothing that could start a fire in his pocket. Now, I don't know if that's important anyway, because I feel like his murder happened before Haruo Shigema got her curse, so. Maybe the perp tried to threaten Hajime and things went south from there. We should be able to get a clearer picture once we know exactly what killed him. Right. It suits me. Myself. Chief Inspector. But either way, I'm so glad you're back in the 1st Division, boss. I've always admired your work. You were like a god to me. You're the whole reason I became a detective in the first place. Ah, yeah, about that. People have been saying that ever since you first entered the academy, but... Yes, that's because it's true. I can't believe you got transferred out of the 1st just as I was assigned to it. So getting to work a case like this now, just the two of us, is a dream come true. Happy as I am to hear that, huh? Happy as I am to hear that, That corpse looks a little too good to be a burn victim. Oh, good point as well. So true. Well, how should I put it? What is it? If that's true, I'm not sure you've been showing me the appropriate amount of respect. Huh? But I do respect you. Don't tell me you're going senile, boss. I see. I think in Japanese I think he's calling him Aniki. I bet he's calling him Aniki in Japanese. That's exactly what I'm talking about when you run your mouth like that. It's getting late. You must be sleepy. Don't worry, boss. I'll make sure we get out of here soon. Yeah, I get it. I've been wowed by your shrewd detecting abilities all day today. Oh, really? Funny, I've been wowed by you too. Is that a compliment? I can't tell. On the topic of family, what's yours like, boss? The heck is wrong with you? Prying into my personal life all of a sudden? It's just, I've never heard you talk about them or anything. Oh, are you single? Shut it, that's none of your business. Well, ever since I joined the force, I've been thinking that I could be your man. The department really pressures young officers to get married. I wonder why that is? You don't say anything like that, though. How should I know? I caved to the pressure myself and got married 20-some years ago. Huh? So then... Gosh, you're relentless. She took our daughter and left 4 years ago. Thanks for reminding me. I'm sorry. I can't believe she'd give up a guy like you. Yeah, I was never home much, too focused on work. I'd come home late only to get called right back out again. Plus, being a cop is dangerous work. I don't blame her for getting fed up with it all. How sad. Especially when you're out here putting your life on the line. Oh, is that why you transferred out of the first? It was already too late by then. You better be careful, Aridu. You say that, but there's not much I can do, is there? That's the nature of our job. There aren't many who can really understand it, not unless they're involved with police work themselves, or related to someone who is. But wait, you have a daughter, boss? You really think I want to talk about her after all that? Have some sense. Come on, I promise I don't mean this the way it sounds, but how old is she? Geez, you don't know when to quit, do you? At least try not to look so intrigued. She's a bit rough around the edges. I think most men are intimidated by her. Last I heard, she's living by herself and going to college. Wow, college student. Men love an educated lady. Come on, man. Stop that. What kind of cop are you, making baseless assumptions like that? She's living on her own, though? Huh? You must worry about her. Worry? I don't even know where she lives. Oh, so she hasn't told you. Probably because she knows you'd follow her around everywhere. I would not. I don't think. Come on now, we both know that's not true. Listen here. Is this guy a big tsundere? You may look like a mean old man, but you sure have a soft side. Alright, there it is. What? Is that supposed to be a compliment? I can't keep up with you. We're done talking about this. Oh, that reminds me. If you got married 20 years ago, it must have been right around the Nejima murder. Why would you bring that up? You know your history. Yeah, that happened a year or two after our wedding. You were the one who arrested the killer, weren't you? We studied that case at the academy. Oh, I see. So he might know Haruo Shigema. I was still only in elementary school at the time, but I still remember people talking about some dangerous criminal getting arrested. All that was just cracking the case, finding the guy. It was all just happenstance. I'd really rather not think about it. It was a disturbing case. Did it not make your skin crawl when you learned about it at the academy? It did. We were all terrified. Sounds about right. What is this guy's face now? It's like a really grumpy face. Look at him. No one could believe that such a mild-mannered man could have committed such a terrible murder. If we had overlooked one little thing, we may never have caught him at all. I think I remember hearing there was only one charge brought against him in the end. That's right, we didn't have the evidence. I knew there was no way such a meticulously planned crime could have been there first, but we may have struck Fumichika Nejima in the cell. We may have stuck Fumichika Nejima in a cell, but there was no victory. He always had the upper hand. And all the damage he did to everyone involved, especially the victim's classmates. It's already been 20 years, huh? Gosh dang it. This is why I try not to think about it. I'm sorry. So all this occult stuff, have you heard about it, boss? What are you talking about? The Rite of Resurrection thing that everyone's talking about. No, not you two. I've been hearing about that stuff everywhere. Oh, you have? That's surprising. Who cares what people are talking about? It's got nothing to do with our job. I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like what people are talking about is definitely part of an investigator's job. Right? Yeah. Don't you think the occult stuff with this case feels, I don't know, realer somehow? The whole thing started right here in Honjo and Sumida City, so I thought that maybe... Cut it out. Nothing good comes from getting involved with that rite or whatever, or that record of fates. Sounds like you know all about it. Boss, are you secretly into the occult? Stop that. Seriously, this isn't a joke. I get why you'd be intrigued by something called the Rite of Resurrection after a buddy of yours died, but... Bringing the dead back to life, that's the stuff of fantasy. It's not real. So don't go hoping for miracles. Got it? I'm not sure either of these people are cursed stone or curse bearers. I got a bad feeling about this. Okay. If I'm done talking to him. Let's see him. This is where the victim was found. Well, it's clean now. I almost feel like nothing happened here at all. Once an incident like this has come to pass, there's no going back. Not that knowing that is any consolation. Well, boss, I think that about does it. Right, let's call it for tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. That is terrifying. That kind of spooked me. So, Tsutsumi is a curse bearer. Oh, goodness. Oh God, what is that? Oh, boss, what's wrong? Don't tell me you're going senile. Dang it was that case all along. It is no rumor, believe me. The true lie. No, do not be fooled. Boss, what is it? Is there something over there? Ah! Such deep sorrow, a resentful memory is flowing into my mind. Those who deceive with falsehoods and untrue blank hung up forever in eternal darkness. Kill them. Kill them! Those who spread lies. Kill them all! You have acquired the power of the cursed stone, the evergreen beach. You can use it to kill those who intentionally try to mislead you. Oh! Oh. Wait, when did this happen? He could have killed Shogo Okie if he wanted to. Wait, this sounds kind of insane. This one sounds... This sounds really easy to use. You could just make someone tell a very, like, unassuming and inconsequential lie and just kill them. It seems really easy to use. Arrgh! A murderous impulse seeps into my soul like thick black tar. Oh, is this the same text as for Haruo Shigema? Now, kill! Can you hear it, Curse Bearer? You, who so strongly desires the right. Kill them. Wait, why does he desire the right? Hang on. We haven't talked about anything for this man. Wait, did his family die? He said they separated. His wife and his daughter. He said they separated. But did they die? Because we have no indication that he really wants the right of resurrection right now. Kill them. Boss! Boss! Boss, what's the matter? Don't tell me you really went senile. Sorry. I'm fine. Ario. Yes? I have some bad news. Oh no. You're senility? I don't know that word. I don't know the exact... I know what it means. Your senility is kicking in, isn't it? No, we've got a bit of trouble on our hands. Looks like we'll be working some overtime. We're not going home tonight. Oh. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh. Okay, so this happened at 11 p.m. I wish there were time markers up here. Okay, the hunt for the Curse Bearers, part 1. Tsutsumi and Jun are sorting through the facts at the scene of Officer Hajime Yoshimi's mysterious death. Tsutsumi denies the existence of the Rite of Resurrection until the curse echo of the Evergreen Beach appears before them. Wait, actually, once this starts. Okay, so it's midnight now. We're still at the gardens. This is not where we met Shogo Okie, though. Okay, hang on. Let me see the files. Okay, so I'm gonna read. I like reading the what like the actual memory is. I didn't read the resentful memories. Let's read these. These are actually kind of cool. Did I read this one too? Yeah, I read that one. Okay. Let's read the Haunted Clappers one. Red, red, red. Everything has dyed crimson. My home is burning to the ground. It's hot. So, so hot. I must call for help. But I cannot speak. My throat must be burned up from the smoke. No. I think it's already on fire. That's right. I'll just use the clappers. Clack, clack. Is anybody there? Clack, clack. Why is no one coming? I'm going to burn to death. How did it come to this? Oh, right. Her. It must be the work of that vixen who appeared suddenly and enchanted my lord. That witch. Those hauntingly cold eyes had my lord dancing in the palm of her hand. Perhaps I was also taken in by her. How many innocent people did I lure under orders? This must be karma. The sound of a heavy bell. It feels like my head will split open. Ah, right. The evening bell. That must be why nobody can hear the sound of my clappers. I've got to do it louder. Clack, clack. Alright, the Evergreen Beach. A resentful memory. He deceived us with his so-called rite of resurrection. The man who tricked the people with his false dark arts swings from a rope. They thought the man had escaped the previous night, but oddly enough, he was found hanging in the garden of the daimyo's mansion that morning. The man, a local named Jinkichi, was known for his kind temperament and skill in crafting netsuke clasps. While his life wasn't always easy, he was optimistic, the type to smile through whatever life threw at him. He was the kind of man who would take care of those who didn't have anyone else to rely on. Prosperity that the ukiyo-e boom brought must have been what fanned the flames of his greed. The old craftsman was found in a miserable state, as a sentence to some cruel fate. Perhaps he'd ended his own life, unable to bear the weight of his crime. But dead men tell no tales, and the people thought of him as a bad man even in death. What was the crime? Oh, this man. He tricked people with this. Okay. Oh, he tricked people with his rite of resurrection. Okay, false start. I see, I understand. He hung there for days, till his neck stretched horrifically. A visage of pain still etched on his face. Or, visage? Visage. I think it's visage, right? A visage of pain still etched on his face. It was clear he must have struggled greatly as he died. His flesh marked with dark scars where the rope wrapped around his whole body. The beech tree's leaves do not fall, and neither did the man's body hanging from it. As the mansion's owner was not at home, another unfortunate event. The people held their tongues, fearing divine punishment, but the rumors persisted nonetheless. Okay, so let me get this straight, boss. The Rite of Resurrection really exists? And to use it, you have to kill people using the power of curses from the 7 mysteries of Honjo? And the curse you have is from the story of the Evergreen Beach that's told in this area? Is that right? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, quick on the uptake.
You weren't your usual silly self when you were explaining, so I knew you were telling the truth.
I'm never silly.
The only thing I have trouble believing is that you're taking this occult so seriously now. I mean, talk about paranormal. I thought you didn't believe in any of that.
It's not that I don't believe in it.
My familiarity with it is why I've tried not to get too close. Are you just being a sore loser, not used to admitting you were wrong?
Oh, shut up and listen to me. No point in trying to hide things anymore. We won't get anywhere if you don't understand this, so listen up. Please, just listen.
You don't have to keep saying it. I'm listening.
We don't have time to waste. We'll talk as we walk.
Hey, wait for me, boss!
Oh!
Alright, we gotta travel as them. Where did they meet Shogo Okie?
This is a weird time to be playing this music.
Sorry, I just want to double check one thing. You're telling the truth, right? This isn't a side effect of your senility?
It's the truth. Not like I can prove it, though.
Whoops. Revealing the existence of a secret department is against the rules, even to a fellow cop.
But this is an emergency. I need his help. I'll tell him.
Okay.
He's not stupid, but he sure can be slow sometimes.
I think that's positivity. I think that positivity of his may come in handy at some point.
I'm sure you already know this, but this is all top secret. No sharing it with anyone.
Right, you can trust me not to.
But no, I just can't believe it.
I'd heard rumors that you used to be a member of a secret division attached to the Secret Security Bureau.
I can't believe we actually have a department called Paranormal Affairs.
Yeah, I'm sure it comes as a shock. I couldn't believe it myself.
I thought the higher-ups were messing with me. It really had me worried for a while there.
No, this is incredible. That's the whole reason I became a cop. I was always fascinated by secret agencies and stuff.
Serious?
But thinking about it, it totally makes sense. If curses and spirits really do exist, then of course we need a special department to protect citizens from them.
Seem a bit too eager to believe in all this.
And hang on, I thought you joined up because of me. Come on, boss. Do you only have one favorite food? You can like more than one thing.
Yeah, whatever.
In any case,
the official stance is that the supernatural doesn't exist. It's a Paranormal Affairs operates in secret. Still not sure why they stuck me there. That's 4 years. I worked nothing but cases involving the supernatural.
Oh,
gotcha. And that was around the time his wife left him.
The current chief of Paranormal Affairs is a man named Koiru Nakagoshi, who was born to a family of psychics who had been involved in keeping the world safe from paranormal phenomena for generations, and served as Mio Kurosuzu's mentor since discovering her. The Bureau has a network of psychic contacts across the country who assist with their case, including Mio Kurosuzu. Who is that? Isn't she the girl who died? Something like that? One of the girls who died? Okay. Okay. Jun Erdeo. Encountered a cursed echo while investigating the mysterious death of his colleague Hajime Yoshimi and the former Yasuo Gardens with Tetsuo Tsutsumi. When Tetsuo explained to him that the supernatural is real, he accepted this fact without a moment's hesitation and vowed to help his partner solve the case. Born to a relatively well-off household, Jun developed a healthy sense of self-esteem and an optimistic outlook on life. Although watching action movies and detective series as a child instilled in him a desire to help those in need, there's a side of Tetsuo Tsutsumi, who was in charge of investigating a case Jun was involved in as a student. He was involved with the Nejima murders, yeah. While Jun still maintains a strong respect for Tetsuo, he also gets much enjoyment out of making casual cracks to get a rise out of the veteran officer. As an adult, Jun continues to hold on to the faint hope that the world is as he pictured it in his youth, a thrilling place in which superhuman heroes do battle against secret evil organizations. He attended the police academy with Victor Kai, who is now a private investigator. The two initially became friendly when Jun found Victor holed up alone in the reference room scouring over old crime data, and invited him to go bowling, a popular pastime during this era. Wait, there's another update here. He was possessed by the Evergreen Beach Curse Echo while investigating the former Yasuda Gardens. Previously a member of the Secret Paranormal Affairs Bureau within the Tokyo MPD Security Division, he makes use of this experience to investigate the ongoing large-scale curse incident with his partner Jun Ariel. So rather than sitting behind a desk, Chief Inspector Tsutsumi always worked in the field as he moved his way up the police force. Behind his stern face lies a compassionate man ever prepared to help his fellow officers. That same attentiveness to his work and colleagues, however, cost Tetsuo his marriage several years ago. Tetsuo has a penchant for candy and desserts, which he tries but fails to conceal from other officers at the risk of appearing soft. He delights in buying local sweets wherever he is sent to investigate a case and would often volunteer to be dispatched to distant locations to acquire them while he is with the Paranormal Affairs Bureau. He's also surprisingly knowledgeable about current trends, a trait he puts down to investigation and related research, which he is actually spurred by his wish to have something to discuss with his daughter. Oh, that's sweet. So, do you know, have it? Have what? Spirit sense, of course. Are you what they call spiritually gifted? Nope, I've never felt anything at all. Even if I did, I'd be a lightweight at best. One beer and I'm down for the count. Dude, his face right now. Oh, huh. Is that how people in the field quantify someone's spirit sense? Like how much liquor they can handle? Nope, that's just me. Thought it'd help get the point across. Oh, huh. Sorry, it seems like I keep disappointing you. No, it's not your fault, boss. At the risk of disappointing you yet again, I'll tell you one more thing. Spirit sense is usually something you're born with. It's tough to develop it later on. What? So there's no hope for me? No. Say it isn't so. Of course you were interested. Well, you never know. You may have some kind of hidden potential. I know there's a high schooler who's got so much spirit sense that she works on the front lines. Dang, it was her. And she's dead now. What? This is wild. Okay. So that's another thing to keep track of. I say work, but she wasn't paid because it was supposedly part of her training. That's messed up. She should get paid if she was the best. Yeah, because that seems like it'd be a violation of Article 69 of the Labor Standards Act. Why they call it Article 69? Nice. Oh, you really know the law. No comments. Even the occult field has workers' rights issues, huh? Okay. So, what do we do now? We've got this Rite of Resurrection and the curse echoes of the 7 mysteries of Honjo. The curse is being spread out around the city is a bit of an emergency. It's that bad. I'll put it this way. It's like handing out guns all over town. Geez, that's real bad. It is, so we need to find the source and put a stop to it before something terrible happens. Usually that'd be a job for Paranormal Affairs, but I talked to them on our way here. The main team is tied up until tomorrow night. So they told me to deal with it myself. Said it'd be fine since I have some experience. Huh? What? And that overtime you mentioned means... Yep, you're gonna help me, partner. Alright, let's do this! You seem a bit too eager to dive into all this. You really have no reservations working a case you know nothing about? You said this was an emergency. I didn't think we had a choice. I just trying to be logical about this, boss. You really are something. It might actually be nice having you around. Why, thank you. So, what exactly do we do? If these curses are connected to the 7 mysteries, then the people who have the other mysteries should all be here in town. Right. If there's 7 of them, that means there are 6 more out there. Good counting. And we have to stop them all before they kill anyone with their curses. If we can, we should find and collect all the curse stones. But, boss, from what you said earlier, killing a curse bearer gets you closer to completing the rite of resurrection. Won't your life be in danger if they find out you're a curse bearer? Pretty much. We can't let that happen. Should you even be out here right now? I would only be a waste of time. The mystery of the one-sided reed is associated with the Ryogoku Bridge. I was hoping we'd be quick enough to run into the one-sided reed's curse bearer. No such luck, it seems. Well, if nothing else, maybe word will spread that the cops are on the lookout and people will behave. I spend a lot of trust in whoever these other people are. But it's possible that other curse bearers with the same idea will come here. Oh, it's possible that other curse bearers with the same idea will come here. Talk to anyone you see who seems suspicious. That means someone who may have the power of a curse. Understood. Understood. In that case, why don't I ask that guy who's been watching us this whole time? That's definitely the guy, the audio guy, the volume guy. What do you know? There's someone there. Good luck. Hey, you. Hey, you there. Sorry to bother you, but I've got some questions. I'm with the police. Thanks for your cooperation. We'll be asking you a few things, Mr. Yutaro Namigaki? That's your name, right? Yes. I don't mind answering your questions. You're a detective, right? You're a detective. Did something happen? Oh, right. Lots of things have been happening around here. The glasses. Push his glasses up. Like people dying. So, what to make of this guy? If this were a normal case, it'd be fine letting him take the reins. But curses are involved here. I should take over. Boss, let's talk to this guy. The man identifies himself as Yutaro Namigaki, a 21-year-old college student. He's watching us so calmly. We need to be careful with this guy. So, what is it you were doing here? It must be the incident of the former Yasuda Gardens. The dead policeman? I can't imagine a detective would come all the way out here otherwise. Huh? Say, Mr. Detective. Have you ever heard of the Evergreen Beach? Answer my question. How about you answer my question first? What were you doing out here? I was answering your question. I came here to look for the Evergreen Beach from the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. Actually, I was wondering if either of you knew anything about it. Ooh, what do we tell him? I feel like we just say not, I don't know. Or I feel like we wouldn't answer like this at all, but I don't know. Nope, sorry. Really? How strange. Detectives, you have the curse stone at the Evergreen Beach, don't you? How did you know? Ario, you idiot. Well, that was much easier than I expected. Ario just gave it away! You fool! Oh, crap, sorry. Sumimasen. It was simple inference. I figured you would have taken the curse if you were just in the gardens. If you know that, then you must be a curse bearer yourself. I have no intentions of hiding anything. I plan to tell you from the start. Look. This is my curse stone. I believe it's called the Foot Washing Mansion? That's right. But are you sure about this? I'm not so rash that I'd kill someone as soon as I found out they were a curse bearer. Not without talking to them first. We can't even kill this guy. He's not hiding anything from us. He's not misleading us at all or anything. You're the same, aren't you, detectives? You wouldn't use a curse on a normal person. Let's speak as equals, shall we? Oh, we can kill him if we want to. I'm not... Guys, I'm not pushing it, okay? Okay? Only A. Only A. Boss? Sure, we'd rather resolve this amicably too. Oh, good, we didn't actually kill him. So we only had the opportunity at that moment to kill. He really is a curse bearer. He may only be talking with us to try to activate his curse. I'll have to be aware of anything he asks me to do. I can tackle him and pin him to the ground, but that might have something to do with his curse. Illusion of choice, no longer an illusion. Okay, so you knew, Jordan. You knew that it was an illusion of choice. At the start, at least. With Shogo Okie. I figured that was just a prologue thing. Any slip of the tongue could get us killed. I have to try and discern what activates his curse. Of course, yeah. Unless you actually tried to kill everyone, then you wouldn't know. I wonder who you tried to kill, if anyone. I had to try and discern what activates his curse. Isn't it? I mean, we already know, right? Like... Yeah. So, what do I do? But before we talk, there's something I should tell you. This is my curse stone, the Evergreen Beach, just like you thought. What? Well, boss, why would you tell him? That's for how the curse works. Boss, are you having another senior moment? If you tell him that, it hangs to death anyone who would try to mislead me. So if you try to lie to me, the curse stone will let me know. I don't have to use it to tell, understand? Whoa, really? That's super useful. I see. Understood. That's a pretty useful power for a detective. That's actually pretty OP. Now then, let's talk. Dang. Seems I've lost the upper hand. Honestly, you might have legit killed Harley. Oh, dang. I don't think I killed anyone except the first guy. Tatsumi? Takumi. No point for petty tricks then, I'll be honest with you. Do I just kill him? I mean, okay, my volume's already down. But what if I turn it up? Will he realize if it's up? So far, so good. There's someone I want to... Yeah, it's cool that it has a side effect of just telling you when people are lying to you as a detective. It's pretty busted, actually. Like, it's really broken. There's someone I want to bring back, so I'd like your assistance in collecting soul dregs. Can't help you. Please, all you have to do is tell me who the other curse bearers are. Dude, this guy... Doesn't he know? Like, should I just kill him? Sorry, but as a police officer, I can't just look the other way and let you go. Please, if you help me, I'll let you two go as well. Is that a threat? No. It's your final warning. Yeah. My curse. The Foot Washing Mansion. Do you really think you could escape it just by being careful? Didn't matter to me which of you was a curse bearer. I'll be taking both of your soul dregs anyway. Wait, Namigaki! The foot washing mansion is a powerful curse and so simple to activate. It's ready whenever I need it. There is no escape from the voice of my feet. I mean, if he... I kind of want to see what happens here. I'm gonna let this happen. I'm really, really, really curious. Ariel, get out of here. Hurry, I'll find you later. What? Okay. Too late to hear the voice of my curse echo. Yeah, the voice of his curse echo? Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay, I hear it now. Oh, I didn't hear it. What? Why isn't my curse echo working? Impossible. This has never happened. What's happening? I don't hear anything. Ariel, now! Grab him! Alright. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. As expected. So this was pretty much like... I feel like this is, This is like, I feel like this is a game design moment where there's like, you know you know how to solve this guy, like, from your time with Shogo Okie. So they present him as the first threat intentionally. And you can choose what you want to do with it at this point. You can die, you can let Namigaki get you, and see what happens from there and redo the conversation. Or we could even kill Namigaki, or we could do neither and let no one die. That's interesting. Ah! Dang it! Boss, here, his curse stone. Good work. Give it to me. The Foot Washing Mansion. Dang it. Why? What do you think, boss? Should we lock him up? I haven't even touched you. You can't consider that assault of a police officer. Let him go. All we need is a stone. How could this happen? My right of resurrection. Give it up. The right was too good to be true from the start. I don't know what happened to you, but you'd be better off mourning whoever you lost the right way. Now get out of here. Dang it. Phew, that was a close one, huh, boss? We'd probably be dead if he had activated his curse. We'd probably be dead if he activated his curse. Yeah, I'm not sure what, but something stopped his curse from... Ugh! Boss, are you okay? Does having another curse stone hurt? Yeah, the curse from this one is flowing into me too. Oh no! I saw what activates the curse of the Foot Washing Mansion, and the resentful memories bound to it. Ah, I see. Oh, I thought this one was one of the stranger of the 7 mysteries. Now I know why. This sure is something. What did you see? Let's save that for later. All you need to know for now is that it's a particularly powerful curse. We're lucky we took it from him quickly. Phew! Alright, a resentful memory. She was an accomplished onmyoji. Alas, she did not use her talents for the good of the world or the people, but for her own selfish pursuit of beauty. After a fierce battle, the woman dragged herself through the streets. It was like something had gnawed away at her body. Will I die? I've already obtained what I needed, as long as I have this. Suddenly, a terrible realization dawned on her. Her legs wouldn't move. She fell to the ground. What was happening? Surprised, she looked down. Her foot, once so beautiful and delicate, had grown ulcerated and rotten. He got her. She was on the verge of death and covered in filth to boot. Crawling to a nearby house, her breath caught in her throat. The curious residents opened up, but reconciled from what they saw. My foot is so filthy. Someone, please, quickly! The woman expired while mumbling something unintelligible, and so ended the life of a woman consumed by evil. Kills by crushing the one who hears the command, wash. Did he say wash? Oh, right here?
When you say foot washing mansion, it just counts? That sounds busted. That's so busted. It only doesn't work on deaf people. And the fourth wall people who could just turn off volume. Well, that makes one stone. Where do we go now? We'll visit all the places associated with the mysteries while it's still dark out. And we have to do all that over again? I hope they aren't all as aggressive as him, but people will do crazy things to bring back someone they love. It seems that the hatred the cursed stones are imbued with makes people more willing to kill. Really? And what about you, boss? I'm fine. I may not have any spirit sense, but I'm tough when it comes to this stuff. That's why they loved me in Paranormal Affairs. So you are spiritually gifted after all. All right, let's head to the next place. All right, new chapter. All right, I might call it here. My voice is pretty tired. I know it's a little bit short, but yeah, it's tiring. It's exhausting for me. But I am still loving this game. Like I said, it reminds me a little bit of Shibuya Scramble, which I thought was a really cool game. And I am loving like the simplicity of like the puzzle aspect right now. And like the decision making. I could have killed that guy. I wonder what would have happened. I bet Aereo would have stopped me or something, or done something. He would have like taken me down. But there's no branching path here, which I thought was interesting. Anyways, but yeah, I think this is gonna be it for me. This is I really like this game so far. Not sure if I'll be streaming next Saturday. Might have to be a different day. I think I'm hanging out with my girlfriend and her parents next week on Saturday, so. Anyways, but thanks for being here, Shane. Thanks for being here, Jordan. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and a long weekend even. Have a good Labor Day. Wonder if you guys have plans. I didn't even ask, but yeah, hope